If you're a small business owner, you'll know just what it's like to be the chief everything officer. HR, payroll, employee benefits. Well, Gusto can do all of that for you. Gusto is online payroll and benefits software built for small businesses. It's all in one, remote friendly, and incredibly easy to use. It's quick and simple to switch to Gusto. Just transfer your existing data to get up and running fast. Try Gusto today at gusto.com/lockedonsoccer and get 3 months free when you run your first payroll. That's gusto.com/lockedonsoccer.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code CUP26 to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Whether you're watching your favorite NBA team at the arena, the bar, or hanging at home, grab an ice-cold Michelob Ultra and enjoy every moment of the NBA season. Stock up today and watch your team drop buckets with a bucket full of ice-cold Ultra. Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2026 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra. Registered light beer. St. Louis, Missouri. Must be 21 plus to order alcohol. Alcohol available only in select markets.
Hello everyone and welcome to Howie the Podcast. It's Gav and you join us from the Beacon of Light as we have been in attendance this morning for the Foundation of Light's yearly fixture breakfast, listening as the fixtures rolled in here for Sunderland's new 2026-27 Premier League campaign, and it's all set to be an exciting one. We've not only got the Premier League to deal with, but of course Europe this season, and trying to figure out where everything fits in has been fun as we sat down to record this, and I'm joined by Andrew, who was in attendance with it. Is that all right, mate?
Hello, mate. Yes, we've been fed and watered, and we've got an idea of the fixtures now, so it's been a good morning so far.
That's been canny, hasn't it? We were sat in attendance as Jeff Brown was joined on the stage by Kevin Ball, Florent Giusolfi, and Jamie Wright from the Foundation of Light, and we got to hear a little bit about their thoughts on last season and what's coming up. It's starting to feel real again, isn't it, that the season's coming?
Yeah. Now I'm looking at dates and I'm trying to work out which ones clashes with birthdays and anniversaries and what have you. You've got all those familiar headaches again. But it was good fun. They showed a brilliant video beforehand. I think we'd seen it before, but that was a good laugh. And Giusolfi was quite funny. I quite liked him. He had a couple of good one-liners.
I like these crap where he said, because he was asked the question, wasn't he, about like when you're identifying players, what do you look for? Do you kind of look at mentality and character before you do the sort of quality? And he would say, yes, absolutely. It's the non-negotiable. Like when we're recruiting players, they have to be the right fit. They have to be the right type of character. And then Jeff Brown kind of asked him a cheeky question, didn't he, about Kylian Mbappe, and said, can we expect to see maybe Kylian Mbappe at the stadium next season? He said, well, I'll have to do a check on his character first. But yeah, so he had some good crack, didn't he? And also when he was asked about the transfers and stuff, he was keen to pretend that he couldn't speak English, which was funny. But yeah, he's good crack, isn't he?
He was. I mean, when he was being serious, he talked a lot of sense. You listen to him and you think, oh yeah, you like where the club's going. But yeah, he had a couple of gags, and I think as well, Gav, you can see why the players probably like him. He comes across as quite a nice bloke. Mm-hmm. So I'm really impressed.
Bally as well. Bally, good form. I've not heard from him in a little while. Same old Bally, really, just up front, and you get what you see with him, don't you?
Well, exactly. Yeah, Kevin Ball's always good value, but as a former player, he was looking at how things went last season and how things are going this year. He seems excited. So I think everybody's on board. And Jamie from the foundation was talking about how the club and the community and the Foundation of Light are all working together, and being in the Premier League and being in Europe helps promote the work they do. So at the moment, everybody's buzzing, aren't they? It's cracking.
Yeah, it was a real sort of quietly excited feeling in the room, wasn't there? Like, people were kind of looking forward to seeing what was coming up, but not with the same excitement I would probably imagine as last season, where when we were gagging to see who we were playing, and it was like, bloody hell, we're back in the Premier League. There's not that feeling now, and I think it was interesting listening particularly to Florent Gasolfi when he was talking about what's to come, about enjoying the moment, because people are looking at the fixtures going, oh, we're away first game, which we're going to get onto, by the way. People will be thinking, oh, we're away first game. How are we going to deal with the frequency of games? Is the squad going to be big enough to deal with Europe and stuff? And he was just like, just enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. And Kevin Ball said this too. He said he never thought he would ever see this at Sunderland where we play in Europe. And Kevin Ball's been there for a bloody long time. So, when you're hearing people like that say things like that, it does kind of ground you a little bit and think, yeah, let's just remind ourselves constantly that we're in a very fortunate position right now.
Exactly. And you could see that at the start when Jeff was talking and asking people to put their hands up who'd been around in 73, 74 and who'd been on an away trip to see Sunderland. There was very few people putting hands up, so all of us in that room
might have only been 2 or 3 people. Yeah.
Exactly. So most of us in this room we're going through this for the first time, and it should be an adventure and something to be excited about. But at the same time, the way Bawley was talking and Gasolfi was talking, they weren't being negative. They were just being very calm and keep your feet on the ground. Yes, enjoy it. But there was no panicking or anything. Gasolfi just seemed relaxed and like, I've got a plan. We'll be fine. Make the most of it. We're going to have a real crack in the league. We're going to have a real crack in Europe. But football's meant to be fun. This could be a brilliant season full of great experiences. We don't need to worry. I think the club are in the right place. Fixtures coming out now for us should be a good thing. We shouldn't be looking at these teams and thinking, bloody hell, where are we going to get points, or however, man, December's tough or whatever. I'm looking at it. I've listened to what's being said. Gav, mate, I can't wait to get started. I'm buzzing for it.
Right, well, let's look at it. So, starting off, mate, Ipswich away, what do you reckon?
Well, as you said it, and a few people said it, it's not ideal playing against a team who have just been promoted at home. They're going to be buzzing. But just Sunderland last year just weren't bothered by things like that. You look at the squad and you think, now it's a matter. We'll just roll up there. We'll be professional. We'll give it a go. And listen, if we do lose a couple of games at the start of the season, it's not the end of the world. No. I'm honest, Gav, man, I'm super chilled at the moment. I just can't wait to get going with it all.
I've got to be honest, I didn't want to promote a team away first because obviously they're coming up with a lot of excitement. You remember Burnley last season, our first away game. It's probably one of the only times they actually turned up. But at the same time, and I think Bawley made this point on the stage, which was a good point, they're not going to be looking at us thinking, oh, that's a great game to have. I don't think they're going to want to play Sunderland in particular. They were probably hoping to play somebody who struggled last season, maybe maybe another promoted team, I don't know. Maybe they would have been looking at it and going, oh, I'd rather we were playing someone who haven't just had the best season they've probably had in 30 odd years or whatever. So you do have to think of it from both sides. And while Ipswich will be really excited to get going, like we were last year when we got promoted, if you think about it this way, they probably are gonna struggle. I don't want to like. Please don't end up on a bloody Ipswich podcast at the end of next season as somebody who, Sunderland fans said they would struggle. But, as a promoted team, they've just lost their manager. They are probably going to have a tough season, whether they struggle or stay up or whatever. So you maybe look at it from that point of view. It's probably not a bad start, actually, really, getting a promoted side, even though, they will be full of excitement.
Well, that's how we've got to be about things. Look at it from the positive angle, mate. You're dead right. Ipswich fans will have groaned looking at their first home game against a team who finished in the top half. And maybe Sunderland fans have to remember this, and we have to change our mindset. We were one of the better teams, so we can afford to not be cocky and not be all Billy Big Boots about it. But just be confident and back ourselves to turn up.
Yeah.
I don't see it as a too bad a fixture. I'm not saying we'll walk it, but I wasn't like, head in hands when I saw it as Ipswich.
And then Fulham at home, which will be keen to atone for last season's performance. It was probably one of the low points of the season for me. It was a game going into it where I felt really confident, and then I think I checked my own expectations and kind of had to remind myself of how good the Premier League is, because Fulham were brilliant that day. So again, certainly won't be taking them lightly, but again, not the worst team to start with. Probably a team who are going to be in the middle of the pack. Again, they've just lost their manager. They're going to be starting again. So, who knows what you're going to get from Fulham this season. And it's certainly a lot better than getting a Man City or a Arsenal in your first game, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd look at it. And like you say, we were confident last year. So, again, it's this thing about keeping your feet on the ground, Gav. But nice, you can picture it now. Nice summer's day, first game back at the stadium. Everyone's going to be buzzing. And you're dead right about the fact that new manager at Fulham. So I don't even think I know who it's going to be at this point. I might have missed that news.
I don't think I've seen anything. I don't even know if has Marco Silva definitely left yet.
Oh, well, possibly, yeah.
But I think it's he was basically expected. He's been there as the Mourinho replacement at Benfica, hasn't he?
Oh, well, there you go. But it looks like they're going to have somebody new in, and it might be somebody who takes time for his ideas to bed. So we could actually be playing against a team at the ideal moment then and catch them before the manager's got his feet under the table. Like I said earlier, when I look at this list now, it's very different. We've not got that oh, wow, we're in the Premier League. I'm just looking at it and very calm and confident that we'll approach these games in the right frame.
If your business runs on 5 different apps, 12 browser tabs, and 1 spreadsheet that everyone's afraid to touch, it's probably time for Odoo. Odoo is an all-in-one business management software that connects every part of your business into one powerful, easy-to-use platform. So instead of wasting time switching between disconnected systems, your entire business works together in real time. Your team moves faster, your data stays accurate, and you can actually focus on growing your business. Let one unified system run your entire business. From the first opportunity to the final payment, everything works together in one place. Whether you're a small business or managing a large operation, Odoo gives you one flexible platform built to grow with you. Learn more at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
This episode is brought to you by Google Chrome. You think you know a browser, but Gemini and Chrome? That's new. It can help you with practically anything on the web, like restoring a vintage motorcycle from a 50-page restoration blog, or finally break down that long article you've had open for weeks. Gemini and Chrome is here for it. Ready to make anything online make sense? There's no place like Chrome. Check responses, setup required, compatibility and availability varies, 18+.
Yeah, and then after that, we follow it up with an away game at Brentford, where we got battered last season. So again, we took keen to atone for that. And then Arsenal and Man City, either side of our first European game, which will be played between after the Arsenal game. We don't know where we're going yet. We haven't seen the fixtures yet. There aren't. Obviously, that draw doesn't happen until the 28th of August. So the season will actually have started by the time we get our European fixtures. But we do know we'll be playing that during that week. So that's going to be a tough week, isn't it? Where you've got Arsenal at home, your first European game potentially away. We don't know home or away, and then you've got to go to Man City. But that's again what I said before. We've got to expect that. It's going to be tough. We're going to be playing difficult games every week, and we're going to have wedged in the middle of some of those games long trips away, or we're going to have a tough team at the Stadium of Light in Europe. And just to go back to what Florian Gasolfi said on the stage there, we aren't blind to this, so we are going to build a team this season that's kind of primed for it. In his last job before he came to Sunderland at Roma, that was part of his remit, where they played European football, and again he was keen to point that out. But we've got players right through the squad who've done that before. Granit Xhaka has played virtually his full career in Europe. Right through the team, you look at Nordi and Ronaldo and whoever else. Countless other players. You can safely say that we've got the experience already in the squad, and we're going to add players. So again, I don't look at that and think, oh bloody hell, Arsenal, Europe, then Man City. I don't look at it like that. I think actually, bring it on.
Exactly. That's the attitude you've got to have. I mean, it wasn't long ago that we were sat looking for fixtures coming out for League One. So we shouldn't look at a week where we've got a couple of top teams and a European game as a problem. It's a privilege.
Yeah.
And you're dead right. In that squad, there's plenty of players who've gone through this before and know how to manage their bodies and get through hectic games. We all want Sunderland to be the best team in the country.
Yeah.
So to do that, you're going to have to face these challenges and have weeks where you've got a couple of tough fixtures. Tell you what, though, you can be confident they'll put the graft in and they'll give it their best shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And then after that, there's that massive chunky international break. So that you can basically kind of round that's the start of the season. And you've got Ipswich away, Fulham at home. Into September, we then go to Brentford away, Arsenal at home. Our first European game, Man City away, then a 3-week break where we can take stock of things, and then returning on the 10th of October at home. At the minute, anyways, it probably won't be. This is the other thing, by the way, looking at these fixtures. I can see Saturday. None of those games will be on a Saturday. They're all going to be bloody Sundays, Mondays, Fridays, and again, that's just part of being a top performing team in the Premier League. You just have to deal with it, and you recruit players who've done this before, and you kind of just think, well, it is what it is. This is a big thing for me. People have to immediately get used to the idea it's not going to be the same. This is going to be very different. It's going to be hectic. Embrace it. Don't resent it. That's my feeling anyways. I don't know how you kind of feel about it. Because the schedule's going to be tough, but so what?
It is going to be tough. And it's going to be expensive. There's going to be some months there where you've got a lot of away games to fork out for and potentially trips abroad.
Oh, I'm looking at this, Andrew. We've got, in the space of, so ignore like that first period, right? We've got a game in Europe between basically between the Brighton and Bournemouth games, there's a European game. Cool. Then the following week, there's a European game. Then we've got a bit of a gap, and then between the Coventry and Chelsea games, there's a European game, and then there's an international break, and then another European game at the end of November. So in the space of about 5 or 6 weeks, there are 4 European games. Now, obviously, you would imagine 2 at home, 2 away, but I'm just thinking, well, it is what it is. I'm not going to get the opportunity to see my team play in Europe. Well, I'd like to think we are, but I certainly haven't been able to at this point in my life, so I don't really care, really. And if my missus is listening, I didn't say that.
Well, that international break that starts in September, there'll be a lot of people looking to do overtime. Yes. Put it that way.
Yes.
Build up a bit of time off in lieu.
Nissan will produce a lot of cars in that 3-week period, I think.
They're going to be people trying to bank as much extra cash as they can. But no, you're right. It'll be tough, but that doesn't mean it has to be bad. Huh? And there will be games this season where maybe the players are a little jaded or aren't as able to hit the levels as we did last year. No need to panic. They're going to be doing their best. All we need to do is make sure we're in those grounds, whether it's at the stadium or away from home. Get there, make as much noise as we can, and between us, we'll be absolutely fine, man.
Yep, and enjoy it. Anyways, other dates for the diary that stand out. Of course, the first derby of the season. We've got to wait till December to play Newcastle away from home in the first derby of the season, which is obviously a change from last year. Tends to be the case when Newcastle and Sunderland are both in the Premier League. If you get the first home game of the season, the following year you're probably away. Your Christmas fixtures are normally reversed, and it's the same with the derbies. And we don't play Newcastle until the 5th of December. We have got a tough run up to that game actually when you look at it, because like I said, we've got Coventry, Chelsea, Villa, Spurs, Liverpool, then the Mags. But that was the case this season. If you remember, we had a tough run leading up to the derby, picked up a lot of points in them runs. Didn't really matter, played well. So again, doesn't bother us particularly. What's interesting is that there's a midweek before the derby, so both teams will be playing. It's presumably because of that international break that I talked about before. That's in the middle of November. They're going to have to sandwich a couple of games in midweek, and that'll include all teams. So at the minute, we're playing Liverpool on the Wednesday. That could well mean the Mags are on a Tuesday. I don't know. I haven't seen the fixtures. Again, these things can change for telly. But just important to note that we are playing a couple of days really before the derby. That'll get moved to a Sunday, you would have thought. So whilst at the minute it says 5th of December, probably going to be the 6th, isn't it? But Mags away, first game, again, I'm relishing it. I can't wait to play them again, me.
Well, we don't mind a December game against the Mags. We quite enjoy doing well, and then hopefully, again, I don't want this ending up on a podcast, but spoiling the Christmas. And that date you mentioned beforehand at the start of the month, Gav, it'll be one of those weeks when all the games are on Amazon or whatever. You know, when it kind of throws everybody out and it's all a bit weird. And there's a game at heart. Is it like they have games like spaced out?
Staggered, So the basically it's so that when the first game has got a half time, you then flip the channel to the next one, kind of thing. So and the space games right across the bloody week, don't they? You know, you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You seem to have games. So yeah, well, like I say, it's just interesting to note that. But I'm really looking forward to that. And then after the Mags game, there is a European game. So that could be a very good week, couldn't it? Or a very bad week, you never know. I'm going to say good though. You know, playing Newcastle away, maybe a European trip or a European home game could be a good couple of days. That
they like to remind us that we have to apparently use quote their airport. So
wouldn't it be mint if we got Milan away?
Exactly.
So you play the Mags away.
Aye.
Oh, this is perfect scenario. Like obviously, but beat Newcastle away, then play Milan away.
Aye.
Like what a week that would be.
Not even have to go home. Just jump on the metro up to the airport after the match.
Yes.
Straight on the flight over to Milan.
Oh, that would be epic.
We've worked it out already, Gav.
Christmas, we're away on Boxing Day at the minute. There wasn't a Boxing Day game. I guess it's last season now. I keep wanting to say this season, but it is last season. We didn't play on Boxing Day, but we have currently got a game scheduled for Saturday, December 26th away at Everton. That was my favourite away day last season. It was class. I loved being there. So that's a good one to have over Christmas. It's not too far as well. No, you're only heading over to the northwest.
Oh.
You don't want to be at like Bournemouth or anything, do you? You know? And then just before New Year, we play on the Wednesday, December 30th, away at Man U. So, you know, you might want to stay in the northwest for a few days there.
That's just what I'm thinking. I dare say the club will probably just put the players up somewhere over there, not worth coming back. Yeah. So again, that's actually for us. You think of 2 away games and think, oh, that could be a nightmare. That's actually worked out quite well.
And then we don't have a game on the 1st of January because that's a Friday. Again, this could all change, but we are scheduled to play Hull at home on the first game of 2027. Not a bad one to start the year, I don't think. You'd like to think by then maybe some of the enthusiasm that they'll have had for coming into the Premier League will have dissipated and might be a good time to play a promoted side. You never know. And then the rest of that month, we've got 2 European fixtures either side of games with Chelsea, Coventry and Spurs. And then not another international break until the end of March. The next derby after that, it's right at the end of the season, Saturday, May 1st. We bring Newcastle to the stadium. Sorry, the visitors to the Stadium of Light. That could be interesting, couldn't it? That little run towards the end of the season, having the Mags wedging there again.
There's a couple of interesting games towards the end. I think April looks attractive. Like you say, the Mag game right at the business end of the season will just add a bit extra in terms of intensity. You mentioned the Hull game being right at the start of the year. Gav, I've got a horrible memory in the back of my mind. I think we played them once in the Premier League era. It was the first game of the calendar year. I want to say under Poyet, and I think we were a man down and 1-0 down within 10 minutes.
I haven't beat the Hull and had many. Certainly the Premier League, and that little era, we seem to get beat there every time we played there.
Well, we've had
home this time though.
It's at home. I'm sure we've had some tricky games against them. But like you say, by that point, with any luck, they've had the stuffing knocked out of them. And yeah, come the end of the year, Newcastle towards the end of the season, people are going to be itching for that, aren't they? Yeah. They're going to be, proper revved up.
There's a bit of a gap from if you look as well, we play Ipswich on April 10th at the minute at home, and then we don't have another home game till we play the Mags at the start of May. So it's like it's just shy of a month till we play another home. So people are going to be absolutely buzzing to get back in the stadium, you would think.
Unless, of course, we've got a Europa semi-final or
Well, there
something
is
like
that.
that to squeeze
Yeah,
in. We might be all right.
The only date I've noted down after the group phase of the Europa League is the final, which is, if we do get that far, would be played between the Leeds and Man City games at the end of the season. So you would have Leeds away as your last away game, potentially a European final in the midweek, and then to round the season off, Manchester City at home. That's going to be a title decider, isn't it, between us and them, you would think?
Gav.
Us in first, them in second.
Gav, I love your thinking. That's we've got it all mapped out. Nobody needs to bother watching the games now because we've told them what's going to happen.
Yeah.
On the Europa things, you made a really good point earlier. You mentioned, is it 5 of our... We've got 5 home games scheduled after the European dates, which could be... Is it fair to say that's a positive, Gav?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so, because I'm just looking at it now. So it would be the third game. So the first two Europa games. After that, we play away. So we've got Man City away, and then we've got Bournemouth away, which are tough trips. But then after that, we've got Leeds at home following a European game, Chelsea at home following a European game, Tottenham at home following a European game. So it's actually 5 European games on the bounce. We then come back to the Stadium of Light afterwards. Forest in December. Then in January, Coventry at home. So, yeah, I mean, I think it is I think so, because the reason being, some of them are going to be away. And, everybody knows it's tough going away from it. Like, we don't know where we're going to be going to, but the players are going to be travelling all over. Fans are going to be travelling all over. Last thing you want to do is then travel again, like the arse end of the country for an away game. But it could well be the case as well. We have a European home game. You get a good result, you win, everyone's buzzing about doing it. Then they're back a few days later at the stadium, bringing that positivity into a league game. Like, we're talking best case scenarios here, I'm very positive, but like generally, if things work out the way we hope it works out, the European games and the Premier League games could work for each other. Everyone talks about how difficult it is, but imagine you get 2 games back to back and you're like playing, I don't know, Bayer Leverkusen or whoever at home, and then you then follow that up with a nice home game against the Forest or like I say, a Coventry, and it could actually give you a bit of momentum going into them games.
You're dead right. This is exactly how we have to look at them, because Europe is a challenge, but try and take the best possible scenario from it. And if we've got a home game on the back of a glamour European League tie or a long away trip, it just means the lads have had an extra day in their own beds with their family. It's important that they don't want to be away from the kids and all of that. Like you say, everyone's buzzing because they've just had an amazing trip or an experience. None of those home games are going to be easy, but it in an ideal world, you'd rather be at home. So I see it as a good thing. And the more we talk, Gav, I don't think I don't know if it's me just being super positive or what, but as I'm looking at this fixture list now, I just think it's probably as good as we could have got for a lot of these reasons that we've discussed. It doesn't have to be that like fear factor that we used to have at the start of a season. We can look at these months and think, hey, bring it on, let's have it.
Yeah, I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait. This has been the first bit for me where I'm really looking forward to this season now. I can't wait for the first game, and we've got bloody ages to wait. What's it today? It's the 19th of June as we record this, so we've got just over 2 months till our first game. About 9 weeks till we play at Ipswich. Obviously, loads is going to change between now and then. We've got, obviously, the rest of the World Cup. We've got pre-season, and the lads are going over to the US, and then we start things off with a game in New York, which I'm hoping to get to, and we round things off with the friendly at the stadium against
Rennes.
Yes, Rennes at the Stadium of Light. Obviously, in that time, we'll sign players. We'll probably sell a couple. So there's lots and lots that's going to happen. We've got lots and lots of podcasts to record in that time as well. So, but this signals the start. This has actually come around far quicker than I thought it would. Like when we got the invite to come along today and be at this event. I took a minute and I was like, shit, bloody hell, the fixtures are out. Like, you just kind of forget, don't you, how quickly things turn around. But just a shout out, by the way, for the foundation. What a great event.
It was brilliant. There was lots of people from the community and from businesses, and everybody was just buzzing. And the foundation, we're in the Beacon now, Gav. You know my thoughts on this place. I love it. It's brilliant.
It is.
Just as you look now, there's different groups of people in here using the facilities. Fantastic. And I'm chuffed to bits that we're in the Premier League and we're in the Europa League, and that is just going to help their profile. And they're already talking about, we're going to have fan zones for European nights and all of that. It's mint. It's mint.
Absolutely, mate. Well, we will be back with another pod tomorrow. We've got plenty coming up on How We're the Podcast, so make sure you get subscribed if you're not already. I imagine most of you will be already, but we aren't going anywhere over the summer. We'll have a pod every single day here on How We're the Podcast and over at rokerreport.sbnation.com with your daily fan written content. We are at Roker Report on social media, so if you don't already follow us on your chosen platform, make sure you search us out. Give us a follow. We post every single day right across the board. Just leaves me to say thank you very much, Andrew.
Cheers, Gav. Thanks for the invite.
Thank you to the Foundation of Light, and of course to Jake, who kindly invited us along today. Always a big listener of the pod, so thank you very much, mate. And thank you very much to the listeners. We'll see you on the next show in a bit.